Dear cadets of class 7, Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I hope you are very well by the grace of Almighty. I AL-AMIN, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to my online class. Cadets, you know that the corona epidemic has now spread around the world. Bangladesh has also been affected by coronavirus. Coronavirus has been hitting Bangladesh since last March. The rate of corona infection is increasing day by day in our country. So we have to be very careful and cautious to get rid of COVID. Health scientists are advising to strengthen the immune system. So increase immunity to protect yourself from COVID. Dear cadets, you must stay home to survive the coronavirus. But you have to go out for an emergency. You must use a mask. Today, we will watch how to wear a mask. Let's see in the video.
Hello, today I'd like to talk to you about how to wear a non-medical mask, also known as fabric mask. Fabric masks can be used by the general public in areas where there are many people infected with COVID-19 in the community and physical distancing of at least 1 meter cannot be achieved. There are a wide variety of fabric masks that can be handmade or purchased in a store. They act as a barrier so that you can protect those around you. They should ideally be made of 3 layers of fabric. The outer layer should be a water-resistant fabric. The inner layer should be water-absorbent, and the mid-layer acts as a filter. First, clean your hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. Pick up your clean mask and inspect it. If it is damaged or dirty, do not wear it. Place the mask on your face, covering your nose, mouth, and chin, making sure there are no gaps between your face and the mask. Do not touch the mask while wearing it to avoid contamination. If you accidentally do, clean your hands. Before touching the mask, clean your hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. As you remove the mask, lean forward slightly and remove the loops from behind the ears without touching the front of the mask. And don't forget, wash your hands after taking off the mask. Make sure that you have your own mask and do not share it with anyone. If your fabric mask is not soiled or wet and you need to reuse it, you can store it in a clean plastic resealable bag such as this one. However, if it is dirty, do not use it. Wash it with soap and water, preferably at high temperatures after each day of use. Remember, a mask alone cannot protect you from COVID-19. It must be combined with protective measures, including maintaining at least 1 meter distance from others and washing your hands frequently. Stay safe and help prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Thank you, boys, to watch the video. Cadets, in the last class, Masud sir taught you detail about memory and storage device and motherboard. I hope you understand the matter well. Cadets, today's class is class 7, subject Information and Communication Technology, chapter 2, lesson 14 to 15. Our today's topic is very common and easy, that is processor, sound card, and graphics card. Boys, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to describe about processor and its parts. Describe about sound card. Describe about graphics card. Okay, let's start. Processor. The processor is the most important component of computer, mobile phone, and other ICT devices. It is also called the CPU, Central Processing Unit. Now, all high-tech device includes car, cameras, mobile phones, game console, television, etc. are operated by a processor. Processor is the most modern technology of today's world. It is being modernized very fast since the invention. It sounds amazing that processor itself helps to modernize processor. Processor itself is modernizing it every day. Processor is built with numerous IC. These IC are made of transistor. All these are combined in a tiny chip. Though the number of IC is increased in a processor, the size of chip is being gradually smaller, but its working capacity is increasing. The CPU controls all the processing work in a computer. Receiving the signals of the software and processing the data accordingly is the main job of it. It means that the CPU or processor controls the job of data exchanging through input and output devices. In a word, the processor coordinates between the computer-related devices and the signals of software and thus executes the job. Processor or microprocessor is a small chip that resists in a computers and other electronic devices. Its basic job is to receive input and provide the appropriate output. While this may seem like a simple task, modern processor can handle trillions of calculations per second. A processor is the logic circuit that responds to and processes the basic instruction that drive a computer. The central processing unit is seen as the main and most integrated circuit chip in a computer, as it is responsible for most of computer commands. Central processing unit will perform most basic arithmetic, logic, and input-output operation, as well as allocate commands for the chips and components running in a computer. Processor can be found in PCs, smartphones, tablets, and other computers. Cadets, you can see operation diagram of processor. A central processing unit, also called a central processor or main processor, is the electronic circuit within a computer that executes instructions that make up a computer program. The basic elements of processor. The processor has three components: arithmetic and logic unit, control unit, register, memory. Description of arithmetic and logic unit. The arithmetic and logic unit ALU, which carries out arithmetic and logic operation on the operands in instructions. An arithmetic and logic unit is the part of computer processor that carries out mathematical and logical operation on the operands in computer instruction world. In some processor, the arithmetic and logic unit divided into two units, an arithmetic unit and a logic unit. Some processor contain more arithmetic unit. For example, one for fixed point operations and another for floating point control unit. The control unit is a component of a computer central processing unit, CPU, that directs the operation of the processor. It tells computer's memory, arithmetic and logic unit, and input and output devices how to respond to the instructions that have been sent to the processor. In short, we can tell the function of control unit is combined among other devices. Next, registered memory. The memory in which the processor performs a task is called registered memory. It's a tiny but fast temporary memory from where data is taken and instantly processed. Okay, cadets, let's watch a video show on processor.
Welcome to Mr. Khan's classes. Introduction to processor. Who performs the operation? When user enters 60 plus 120, who calculate the result? Who manage which operation is to be performed in computer? It's a processor. Let's discuss. Processor is the brain of the computer. It is a separate chip or multiple circuit board in a computer. The processor for personal computer is also called microprocessor. Processor has two parts, first CU, control unit, second ALU, arithmetic logic unit. The CU work like a traffic police. It manage command and instruction to be performed. The ALU performs all mathematics operation, like addition, subtraction, comparison, etc. Processor communicate with the other components also. Like, it communicate with input-output device. It also communicate with the memory and storage devices. A processor also has the small and high-speed memory called registers. It stores temporarily data, like address, command, result, etc. Do you know? The first microprocessor was Intel 4004, it was invented by the Intel company in the year 1971. Thank you. Like, comment and share. Subscribe for more.
Next, sound card. A device that is very common in today's ICT-oriented machine is sound card. It works as an input as well as output device. It is controlled by software. Most sound cards transform digital data into analog sounds. By connecting the output audio signal to an amplifier, we can listen to the sound through either a headphone or a speaker. All sound cards have input and output connections. If any input is given from the outside by a microphone or any input device, the sound card transmits it to the processor, which, after processing it, sends it back to the sound cards from where we can listen through output device such as headphones, or speakers. Currently, the motherboards of all brands have built-in sound cards. We can enjoy music, movies, and play games with sound effect due to the sound cards. But for professionals uses, the sound card usually connected to the motherboard separately. The main components of sound card are processor. It is called digital signal processor, which does all the digital audio processing. Next, graphics card. A graphics card is a type of digital adapter or video card installed within most computing devices to display graphics data with high clarity, color, definition, and overall appearance. A graphics card provides high quality visual display by processing and executing graphic data using advanced graphical techniques, features, and functions. A graphics card is also known as graphics adapter, graphic controller, graphic accelerator, or graphic board. Graphic cards allow computers to display video and animation. A computer system must include a graphic card to display video or image, sound card to play sound effects. Based on whether graphic card is built-in or external to the motherboard, there are two types of graphics card. Both have similar function. Basically, there are two types of graphics card: integrated graphics card and dedicated graphics card. Integrated graphics card. An integrated graphics card is built in the motherboard. So it is known as built-in graphics. For example, applications like internet, email, watching a movie, or playing simple games, and integrated graphics is sufficient. The advantage with built-in graphics is that it uses significant amount of RAM and CPU time in order to run graphics. So load on CPU will increase and system will slow down. Advantage of integrated graphics is that no need to buy separate graphics card. Next, dedicated graphics card. Integrated card use resources from CPU and RAM, which slow down the entire system. Graphic cards solve this problem by providing separate hardware that can plug into the motherboard, dedicated completely for video processing. We can purchase a graphic card from market and install into the motherboard. Note that graphic cards have their own memory card that is called VRAM. The elaboration of VRAM is video random access memory and processor. For high-end computer games, dedicated graphics card with loss of memory, that is 1 GB, is required. Parts of the graphics card. Graphics card has basic elements for computer system. There are various parts of graphics card, like number 1, graphics processing unit, GPU. GPU acts as a coprocessor and is used for first generation of quality images. A graphic card has its own GPU, which can generate and render image on the screen and free the main processor from overloading. Next, Video memory. Graphic processor has its own local memory for storing image and information about each pixel. Currently, 256 MB to 1 GB RAM available for memory. Video memory, also called as video RAM. Next, motherboard connection. Motherboard connection used to get information and power from the motherboard. Next, output. Common output includes video graphics array VGA for CRT monitor, digital visual interface DVI for third panel display, and video in video out VIVO for television and video cameras. Next, heatsink and fan. It is used to cool the GPU, just like the CPU of a computer having the same cooling instrument. Next, monitor connections. Monitor connection connects to the monitor to display image. Next, digital to analog and analog to digital conversion. The graphic cards have chips that convert analog signal to digital signal, known as ADC/DAC. Then, categories of graphic card. Based on the graphic connections, graphic cards can be classified into 4 categories. 1. ISA, Industry and Standard Architecture. PCI, Peripheral Component Interconnect. AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port. PCI, that is PCI Extended or Express. ISA, Industry Standard Architecture. It is an old technology and used for some modems or relatively slow devices. ISA was created by IBM in 1984 and supports 16-bit data transfers. PCI, Peripheral Component Interconnect. This slot offers fast transfer speed and handle 32-bit data transfer at a time. PCI is developed by Intel in 1993. AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port. This slot provides a high-speed data pathway that is primarily used for graphics card. AGP is a modification of PCI bus designed specifically to facilitate the use of streaming video high-performance graphics. AGP graphics cards are 32-bit wide and are developed by Intel in 1996 as a way to enhance the performance and speed of the graphics hardware connected to a PC. Accelerated graphics port can directly access system memory through the AGP bus at full speed. AGP graphics card can handle 3D graphics and hold much greater memory. PCI Express. PCI Express is faster than PCI and AGP. PCI Express is most common in newer machines. Currently, PCI X provides for 64-bit data transfer. Okay, cadets, let's watch a short video on graphics card.
What is a video card or graphics card? A video card is a discrete dedicated circuit board, silicon chip, and necessary cooling that provides 2D, 3D, and sometimes even general purpose graphics processing calculations for a computer. Modern cards with integrated calculations for triangle setup, transformation, and lighting features for 3D applications are typically called GPUs. Higher-end GPUs are now common and are sometimes integrated into CPUs themselves. Standards such as MDA, the monochrome display adapter, CGA, color graphics adapter, HGC, the Hercules graphics card, Candy cards, PCG, professional graphics controller, EGA, the enhanced graphics adapter, VGA, video graphics array, MCGA, multicolor graphics array. 8514 or XGA, extended graphics array, which were introduced from 82 to 1990 and supported by a variety of hardware manufacturers. NVIDIA and AMD ATI produced cards to render the graphics pipeline OpenGL and DirectX on the hardware level. In the later 2010s, there has been a tendency to use computing capabilities of the graphics processor to solve non-graphic tasks. Video card shipments peaked at a total of 114 million in 1999. A video adapter is a discrete card in a computer typically connected via PCI Express in modern desktops. These cards have video RAM and a GPU chip so that the data can be sent to the computer's display. Today, almost all displays and video adapters provide digital connections such as HDMI, nothing but high definition multimedia interface, DVI, digital visual interface or DisplayPort. But most all have digital to analog conversion for older video graphics array VGA connections. VGA describes how data, essentially red, green, blue data streams, is passed between the computer and display. VGA describes the frame rates in hertz and specifies the number and width of horizontal lines, which essentially amounts to specifying the resolution of the pixels that are created. In addition to VGA, most displays today adhere to one or more standards set by the Video Electronics Standards Association. VESA defines how software can determine the capabilities of a display. It also identifies resolution settings beyond those of VGA. These resolutions include 800 by 600, 1024 by 768, 1280 by 1024, and 1600 by 1200 pixels. Today, it is not uncommon for video cards to support ultra-wide displays of 21:9 in resolutions of 2560 into 1080 or 3440 into 1440. 4K and even 8K resolutions can be run by capable cards and even multiple monitors for up to 6 screens. Many graphics cards support multiple card setups to drive these demanding configurations.
Okay, boys, thank you. Summary of today's class is we discussed about processor, sound card, and graphics card. From processor, definition, parts of processor, that is ALU, control unit, and registered memory. From sound card, we have discussed definition of sound card, components of sound card. And from graphics card, definition, parts and categories of graphics card. Okay, boys. Home task for 2 days. Compose 30 MCQ question with correct answer from lesson 14 and 15 of your ICT book. Boys, this is the time of worldwide corona epidemic. So stay home, protect yourself from COVID, protect your society, protect your world. Boys, I am finishing here today. Talk to you soon and keep up the good content.